do, what it is, YouTube? It's your buddy Dynamite here, aka Mr. Boxer. Alright, y'all got it. So I'm here today. I'm talking about what's next for Anthony Joshua. I understand that this is a topic that's highly talked about right now on YouTube, but fuck all that. I'm gonna give my thoughts on this. Anthony Joshua had a terrific fight versus Vladimir Klitschko last week, and I think a lot of us are kind of highly anticipating his next fight. Okay, everybody's excited about the next fight because of the last fight. So me myself are included in that pile of people that are excited about the next fight, and we're looking forward to the next fight. Okay, so I'm going to talk about in this video who I think Anthony Joshua should fight next. I'm also going to go over some of the options that he has on the table and kind of talk about a little bit of a dilemma that he has going forward. All right, so with all that being said, let's go right into it. All right, let's dig into some of the options that he has. Okay, so Anthony Joshua has some options on the table, okay? And when I mean some options, I mean a damn lot of options, okay? Anthony Joshua, after that performance versus Vladimir Klitschko, has pretty much crowned himself as king of the division, okay? Now, not technically, okay? Because technically speaking, there's people out there who make a claim to the throne. You got Deontay Wilder, okay, who has the WBC. You got Joseph Parker, who has a WBO. Okay, so those guys can make legitimate claims to the title. Okay, legitimate claims to the throne. Fuck all the popularity. At the end of the day, you got other champions out there who need that work. Okay, so if Anthony Joshua wants to be the man at heavyweight, then he's gonna have to fight those other champions. Point blank. Period. So with all that being said, all right, let's go ahead and get into those options, okay? So I mentioned that briefly, some of those options, okay? You got Deontay Wilder. He's a WBC champ. You got Joseph Parker. He's a WBO champ. Those are obvious choices, okay? Deontay Wilder is what? 38-0, 37 knockouts. Okay, so that would be a true test for Anthony Joshua. Joseph Parker, he is the WBO champion. I'm not gonna be all politically correct here. He's probably the weakest champion in division. Fuck all that. I'm just gonna say it. He's the weakest champion. Point blank. Period. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. So you got Joseph Parker. He's a champion though. He does have a belt, so you gotta respect that shit. Okay, so you got Joseph Parker, you got Deontay Wilder, okay, you got King Kong Ortiz. He's the mandatory for the WBA belt that Joshua has. You have Pulev, Alexander Pulev, who is the mandatory for the IBF belt that Joshua has. Okay, so those are your basic options, but then you have some wild cards out there. Okay, you got somebody like Shannon the Cannon Briggs, okay, who is actually fighting in June for the WBA regular title. Okay, so if Briggs gets past, okay, if he gets past his fight and he wins that WBA regular title, Briggs is now in line for a shot at Anthony Joshua. Okay, so I just named like 5-6 different people that Joshua, all of these are legitimate fights. All of these are fights that need to happen, okay? They have to fuck all the need. They have to happen, okay? If Joshua's going to continue to fight, he's going to have to fight these guys at one point or another, okay? So, those are the options, okay? Now, to get into what I think should happen at this point, okay? Because what I think should happen at this point is, you know what? I didn't even mention Vladimir Klitschko, who has a rematch clause, okay? He has a rematch clause with Joshua. Joshua's contractually obligated to give Vladimir Klitschko a rematch should he desire a rematch. And after that knockout, I don't suspect that he'll want a rematch, but who knows? Who knows? I'm done counting Vlad out. Okay, Vlad has proven himself over and over that he has the heart of a champion. So I would not be surprised if Vlad got off his ass and said, you know what, I want Joshua again. Fuck all that shit. So you got Vlad out there. You got Fury out there. Now, a lot of people are talking about the Fury fight. Okay, that's a possible option for Anthony Joshua. Legitimate. But I really don't think that fight should happen right now. And the reason is because Tyson Fury, I mean, obvious reasons. Tyson Fury has been out of the ring for God knows how long, okay? He had some mental issues, okay? He's gone up in weight. He's probably like 400 plus goddamn pounds at this point, okay? Would it really be a legitimate win to get in there versus Tyson Fury and beat him, okay? Yes, Tyson Fury was at one point the unified champion of the world, okay? With all the belts that he had gotten from Klitschko the first time that they fought. But Tyson Fury at this point is a weakened fighter, okay? If for Joshua to decide to jump in the ring versus a Fury, to me, I can't say that it's like a cherry pick or anything like that, because Fury is legitimate. He's legitimate, okay? He's proven himself, okay? But it's kind of like a Manny Pacquiao move. You know how Manny Pacquiao fights people off of losses and shit all the motherfucking time? Well, it will kind of be like that, okay? You really have nothing to prove by jumping in the ring versus Tyson Fury, okay? So if you jump in the ring versus Tyson Fury, to me that looks like more like a money grab, honestly. And I'm not mad at the man for getting his money, but you know what I mean? But it's not necessary at this particular point. All right? Tyson Fury needs to worry about getting his ass in motherfucking shape, okay? And fighting a few people out there who want to fight him, okay? Because Tyson Fury even has some fights out there. There's still people that he hasn't fought. I mean, he could get in there and fight Wilder. He can get in there and fight Parker. Maybe he can secure one of those other titles, you know, while Joshua's cleaning up shop, or Joshua's handling other business, okay? Build that fight up. You know what I mean? Let it marinate, okay? That sort of thing, okay? But all that shit out the window. Let's go ahead and get into what I think should happen, okay? What I think should happen, I think Anthony Joshua should go after the fight that's going to give him the most credibility and the most notoriety, okay? And the fight that's going to give him the most credibility is going to be a unification fight, okay? The credentials, okay? He who holds all the belts controls the division, okay? You can ask for what the fuck you want. You can do what the fuck you want. You can control what the fuck you want. If you got all the belts, you can control what the fuck you want, okay? And, you know what I mean? End the story, okay? So his main focus should be to collect all the belts. A lot of people talk about Undisputed and how it's just this prestigious position to be undisputed. Yes, it is prestigious. Yes, it is legendary status. Yes, it is history making. But at the end of the day, when you're an undisputed champion, you pretty much control what comes in and out of the division. You can fight who the fuck you want, when the fuck you want, how the fuck you want, on the terms you fucking want, because you're the number one guy at the division, okay? Even if you don't keep those belts, okay? As long as you get them and you drop them, all right? Fuck the belts, okay? Because you've won them all now. You control what happens in the division. Until somebody beats you, all right? They're not the best in the division. You are. Point blank, period. Okay, Floyd Mayweather has proved this time and time again throughout the entirety of his career. Okay, so Anthony Joshua needs to worry about unifying the division immediately. Okay, fuck them other guys, because you know what? If they're gonna strip you because you didn't fight your mandatory Ortiz, fine, let them strip you. You already had that belt. Sloppy seconds, okay? If they're gonna strip you for not fighting Alexander Pulev, the IBF, fine, let them have that belt. Sloppy seconds. And guess what? You get to keep those sanctioning fees. You had that belt. You're universally recognized as the undisputed champion. Not only that, but you can go back and collect those belts whenever it is you see fit. Because guess what? As the money man in the division and the unnamed undisputed champion in the division, you can go back and fight for those belts whenever the fuck you feel like it. Okay? Whenever you feel like it. All right, so go in there. So Anthony Joshua needs to go in there. He needs to fight Wilder. He needs to fight Joshua. Whichever one of those fights are easier to make, he needs to fight one of those guys. Okay, if he's confident in his ability, get those wins. Okay, and then take it from there. Okay, have you ever heard of it in business? In business, what businesses try to do over everything is they try to monopolize the business game, okay? They want to control everything. That's why when you look at companies like ExxonMobil and these huge oil companies, all right, they're pretty much responsible for all the gas station and all the oil that gets distributed throughout the United States and that sort of shit. They work on monopolizing their industry so they can control everything that happens, okay? Even if it comes at taking a loss, all right, in revenue for a short time. time, okay? Because eventually, if you control everything, now you can control the amount of revenue that you make, okay? It's the same principle in boxing. Okay, if you control everything, even if you had to take a few pay cuts in order to make it happen, if you control everything, now you call the shots on how much revenue you can make, all right, at any given point. Okay, because you control everything. With all the belts, you control everything. All right, point blank, period. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Hit it up in the comment section below. You could also hit me up on Twitter, Box Capital X or Capital X Die. You could also hit me up on Facebook, Box -sign or -sign Die. But until next time, it's your boy D Dynamite signing out. Holla at your motherfucking boy.